boosting the economy. In his remark, the State Commissioner for Works and Transport, Engineer Remi Omowaye, submitted that the Olaya flyover has put paid to calamitous experience as a result of numerous road accidents as well as traffic gridlock on the route, just as the Special Advisor to the Governor on Works and Transport, Engineer Olatoke Olaniyan, said that the completion of the project has transformed the economy of the state remarkably. Goodwill messages delivered by various stakeholders, including former Deputy Governor Otumba Grace Titilayo Laoye Ponle, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Timothy Owueye, the State Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Prince Boyega Famodun Alayemore of Ido Osun, Oba Aderemi Adedapo, the representative of Ataoja of Osogbo, Alhaji Sulaiman Olanipekun, extolled Governor Oyetola for the execution of Olaya flyover project that has eliminated blood, tears, and sorrow at the entry and exit point to Osogbo, the state capital. High point of the occasion was the official commissioning of the iconic flyover by the Ondo State Governor, Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu, as well as the inspection tour of the project. The colorful event had in attendance high-profile personalities from across Osun and Ondo State, including the Deputy Governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi, the Chief Judge of the State of Osun, Honorable Justice Oyebola Adepele Ojo, Secretary to the State Government, Prince Wole Oyebamiji, among others. From the Governor's Office, Sanya Onorinde reporting.
The federal government, through the National Bureau of Statistics, today said 130 million Nigerians are poor. In the 2022 Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index survey released in Abuja today, the NBS said the figure represents 30% of the nation's population. It added that the poverty index is mostly experienced in rural areas, especially in the north, with women and children being the most affected. Report added that the survey was conducted by the NBS, the National Social Safety Net Coordinating Office, NASCO, the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, and the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative. It was gathered that the measure used to calculate the figure was based on multi-dimensional poverty index with 5 components of health, living standard, education, security, and unemployment. Federal Ministry of Education says it will collaborate with critical stakeholders to tackle the trend of Horrid Child Syndrome (HCS) among parents and schools. The Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, made this known at the stakeholders town hall meeting in Abuja today with the theme, the Horrid Child Syndrome, Implications for Sustainable National Development. Report has it that Horrid Child Syndrome is a condition in which parents overschedule their children's lives, push them hard for academic achievement, and expect them to act and react like miniature adults. Adamu, who attributed the trend to parents' desire and impatience, misconception of the interpretation of the Nigerian education system, added that the practice could impact the child and the society negatively. This is the news across the country, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation of Osogbo, Nigeria, Voice of the West. Now, a news message. Let's go to Georgia than to war, endeavor to adopt negotiation to resolve issues rather than confrontation. Health workers have been charged to always set their priority right while on duty, as the patient's survival should be their utmost concern. This is the key point by speakers of today's workshop on administration and quality healthcare delivery in teaching hospitals, put together by the management of Union Teaching Hospital Osogbo. Saeed Adeboje has details.
Health workers of various category and department from the Union Teaching Hospital Osogbo were on ground calmly seated to brush up their knowledge in their chosen careers. In his lecture titled Improved Healthcare Delivery, Patients' Approach to Healthcare, a medical expert, Professor Akinlolu Omishore, explained that everybody in the hospital sector plays a vital role in life sustainability, hence the need for them to work together in achieving a set goal, calling on health workers to maintain patient-physician relationship and patient-centered care. Professor Omishore implored them to always respect their patients and desist from talking harsh to them. Delivering his lecture, another medical expert, Dr. Moses Adeoti, explained that the action and inactions of the health workers have positive or negative effect on their patients. Dr. Adeoti called on them to be time conscious and exhibit efficiency in their duties. The medical expert also expressed the need for medical doctors not to look down on other health workers, as doing so may affect chain of work and the desired results. Earlier, the Chief Medical Director, Uniosun Teaching Hospital, Professor Peter Olaitan, explained that the essence of the workshop is to ensure effective healthcare delivery.
So it's something that we've been doing before. We need to train and retrain our staff. One, to let them know their responsibility and call their attention to areas where there are deficiencies, and also to interact with them and find out area that they also think that the management can improve upon to make sure that our care of the patient is better than what we are doing. Yeah, our expectation is that we're going to have a better, well-improved staff in the hospital, and that is going to impact on the care of the patient.
Professor Olaita noted that management of Uniosun Teaching Hospital remain committed to training and retraining of its staff. This is Saeed Adeboje reporting.
The hope of an average Nigerian is to see a fair credible election that will not be bloody. The trend at which some political juggernauts take the game of politics is alarming if one considers the rate at which the opposition's campaign billboards have been destroyed, coupled with physical attacks on campaign grounds. Olaide Adewere, this report of the week, elicits reactions on the possible harms the act of destructing campaign billboard could cause before the much-awaited general elections. That report will be brought to you later during the course of this bulletin. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Osman Baba, isolates some governors are fueling violence ahead of the 2023 polls. He spoke in Abuja at a meeting with chairmen of all the 18 political parties and heads of security operatives. The IGP, who did not mention the governors involved in the act, stated that 52 cases of such politically motivated intra- and inter-party violence have been recorded across 22 states since the official commencement of campaigns for the 2023 general elections on September 28. It condemned the burning of offices of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) offices in Osun and Ogun State. The Rapid Response Squad, RRS of the Lagos State Police Command, has arrested an ex-convict. The suspect, Yakubu Yusuf, was apprehended hours after he was released from jail. He had been sentenced to 1 month imprisonment for stealing at a government fuel dump in Alausa Ikeja. Police Power Relations Officer SP Benjamin Day said he stole valve covers of old fire trucks under repairs. The RRS, led by CSP Olayinka Egbemi, has transferred him to the State Criminal Investigation Department for prosecution. The Central Bank of Nigeria has instructed commercial banks in the country to work on Saturdays till next January to enable customers to return their existing Naira notes. The CBN announced plans to redesign the 200 Naira, 500 Naira and 1000 Naira banknotes and will release the new notes by mid-December. Speaking at the CBN Fair in Ilorin, Kwara State Capital today, the CBN Director Corporate Communications Department, Oshita Wasinobe, said the new and existing notes shall remain legal tender until January 31, when the existing notes shall cease to be legal tender. Represented by Acting Director of Corporate Communications, CBN, Akpama Uket, the director said that deposit money banks have been directed to immediately start returning the existing currencies to the CBN. Meanwhile, the CBN warned Nigerians of the consequences of mishandling Naira notes. An emerging report has it that the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Abdul-Rashid Bawa, has declared the number of governors being monitored by the Commission for suspended money laundering has increased from the 3 earlier mentioned. Mr. Bawa, who spoke to newsmen at the Presidential Villa Abuja after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari, however, declined to put a figure to the increase, saying he did not want to be misrepresented. 2 weeks ago, Mr. Bawa hinted that EFCC's surveillance operations around the 3 governors who alleged were being watched for money laundering in the wake of the federal government's plan to redesign the Naira note. The anti-corruption organization also praised the new Naira redesign project, describing it as a significant process in the country's fight against financial crimes and other forms of corruption. According to him, the huge amount of currency that has left the hold of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) makes trailing financial crimes difficult, noting that the Naira redesigning is an opportunity for the government to regain control over the flow of cash in the country. Comptroller General of Nigerian Immigration Service, Isa Idris, has approved the appointment of a Deputy Comptroller of Immigration, Tony Akuneme, as the new Service Public Relations Officer. Akuneme replaces DCI Amos Oku, who has since proceeded on retirement after 35 years of meritorious service to the nation. DCI Akuneme hails from Imo State. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Philosophy from the University of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. He also holds a Master's degree in International Law from the University of Lagos and a postgraduate diploma in journalism from the same institution. In a statement acquired by newsmen, the NIS noted that Akuneme brings to the Service Public Relations Department 29 years of broad and extensive experience in border security and migration management. Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has dropped from 2nd to 5th in the latest ranking after his defeat to long-time rival Alex Pereira. Omotayo Adibodun asked the details of this and more from the world of sports.
Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has dropped in the latest UFC pound-for-pound ranking following his defeat to longtime rival Alex Pereira at the UFC 281. Pereira defeated Adesanya for the 3rd time when he stopped him in the 5th round via knockout. The loss was Adesanya's first at middleweight and his first stoppage defeat for the first time since unifying the belt in 2019. Adesanya is no longer sitting atop the middleweight division and is now the #1 contender. In the meantime, Brentford striker Ivan Toney has been charged by the Football Association with 232 alleged breaches of betting rules. The alleged breaches took place between 25th February 2017 and 23rd January 2021. Toney, who is 26 years, has scored 10 Premier League goals this season but missed out on a place in the England World Cup squad. Toney has until 24th November to respond to the FA misconduct charges, which involves alleged breaches of FA Rule E8, which bans players from betting on games or sharing privileged information for the purpose of betting. He faces a lengthy ban if they are proven. England defender Kieran Trippier was banned for 10 weeks by the FA in December 2020 for giving out information for others to bet on his transfer from Tottenham to Atletico Madrid. In another development, Novak Djokovic confirmed he would play at next year's Australian Open, saying he was very happy his visa ban had been overturned. The Serb, a 9-time champion, was deported before this year's event after his visa was cancelled in a roll over his COVID vaccine status. He was automatically banned for 3 years from entering Australia, but now a visa will be granted. Speaking to newsmen at the ATP finals in Turin after reaching the semi-finals, the former world #1 said it was a relief for him and those that are close to him. Omotayo Adibodun, OSBC News.
the news across the country, here again on the major points. Osun State Governor Mr. Adegboye Garitola has been described as a true leader who justified the story posting him creditably well by the people of the state. Ondo State Governor Arakun Rotimi Akeredolu stated this today in Osogbo, the state capital, at the official commissioning of Olaya flyover. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has instructed commercial banks in the country to work on Saturdays till next January to enable customers return existing naira notes. OSBC report of the week elicited reactions on the possible armed destruction of campaign billboards could cause before the much-awaited general election. The Rapid Response Squad RS of the Lagos State Police Command has arrested an ex-convict. The suspect, Yakub Yusuf, was apprehended hours after he was released from jail. That was the news across the country, edited by Temitope Olaiwola and delivered by Samuel Babali. For more stories, you can visit our website, osbcng.com. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
Kérésìmesì ọdún ayọ̀.
Ọdún dé o, ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ̀, ẹ̀mí wa aṣọ ọ̀rẹ́ o.
Kò sí àní-àní pé afẹ́fẹ́ ọdún kérésìmesì tí ń fẹ́ lọ́tún lọ́sì gbọ́dún kérésìmesì ṣe ń súnmọ́. Ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ àtàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ OSBC ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún àánú àti ìpamọ́ rẹ̀ látẹ̀sín. Bí a ṣe wá ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ la mọ rírì ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ yìí tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa tẹ̀ ń wò wá tẹ̀tún ṣonígbàwó ètò kan tàbómi lọ́dọ̀ wa. Àwọn ń fi àsìkò yìí rán yín létí pé ìgbìmọ̀ tí iléeṣẹ́ OSBC gbé kalẹ̀ fọdún kérésìmesì àtọdún tuntun ti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ onírúurú ètò fọdún kérésìmesì àtọdún tuntun bíi pàtàkì bíi Jésù, ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú ọdún kérésìmesì, àfihàn bàbá kérésìmesì, àpèjọ ọdún kérésìmesì, àìsùn ọdún kérésìmesì, àkànṣe ètò fáwọn èwe, ìsìn ìdúpẹ́ ọdún àtàwọn ètò míì bẹ́ẹ̀ lówó tí kò gúnpá. Àwa ń rọ àwọn iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba lájọ ilé ẹ̀kọ́, ilé ìjọsìn àti olóríjorí láti wá ṣe onígbàwọ́ àwọn ètò wa gbogbo lórí rédíò wa 104.5 FM ilé àwíyé òkè bálẹ̀ Òṣogbo, OSBC TV lórí Star Times 113 àti Free TV 502 tó fi mọ́ New Dawn TV channel 22 UHF Ìbòkun. Gbogbo àwọn ètò wọ̀nyí lẹ́ẹ̀ máa gbọ́ tá ó sì máa rí wò lórí ìtàkùn ayélujára. Fẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ pè alága ìgbìmọ̀ ọdún kérésìmesì àti tọdún tuntun ti iléeṣẹ́ OSBC sórí nọ́mbà yìí 0803 395 9859 0803 395 9859. Àkú ọdún, àkú ìyèdún, ojú wa yóò máa rọ́dún.
Lakodi kana maktuba inda Allahi ó ti wà lákọsílẹ̀ wípé wasalu ala zikiri in kuntum la ta'lamun. Ẹ béèrè lọ́dọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n mọ̀ bẹ́yìn ò bá mọ̀. Èyí nìdí àbájọ tí lè ṣe Ìbádátúndé Travels Nigeria Limited ṣe pé yàmi ètò lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan tí ó mọ̀ sí ni létí kọ́ni lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tọ́ni sọ́nà nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn pẹ̀lú àtìgbáyé ẹni. Níbi táti máa pàdé àwọn olùkọ́ tó mú yányán tó jáfáfá tó múnádókò dáadáa sùlà bíbìn. Èyí làwọn àsìkò tá a yà sọ́tọ̀ tẹ́tí máa tẹ́tí gbọ́ àwọn ètò wa. Ní ọjọ́ Monday ẹ máa pàdé Miss Bethel Huda láti aago 2 sí aago 8 gbáko 7:30 to 8 p.m. níbi táti máa pàdé Sheikh Abdulrahman Salahuddin Ariko Sola. Tó bá wá dọjọ́ Wednesday ẹ máa pàdé Ìbádátúndé Travels Nigeria Limited láti aago 11 di aago 11 àárọ̀ 11 to 11:30 a.m. níbi táti máa pàdé Sheikh Murtado Gbedemuke. The Life Path International Academy láà máa pàdé ní gbogbo alẹ́ ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ níbi táti máa pàdé Fadelatul Ustaz Sheikh Idu Yahya níbi tá a ti máa gbáwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan tí wọ́n táyé ẹni tọ̀rọ̀ ní í ṣe. Fún ìbéèrè àti àlàyé ẹ pè iléeṣẹ́ Ìbádọ́túnẹ̀ Travels Nigeria Limited sórí 08130851916. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ lè pe the Light Path International Academy sórí 08036694845 tàbí 08160692085. Títí dìgbà náà kún fi àní àmì láàyè.
As-salatu was-salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.
Ìjọ Ansarudeen káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Ọ̀ṣun State Council tẹ pẹpẹ ètò lórí ẹ̀rọ rédíò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun OSBC Radio 104.5 FM Ansarudeen half-hour lórúkọ ètò gbogbo ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ yàmọ̀ Jímọ̀ lẹ́tọ́ máa dé sétí gbọ̀yìn látàgò 11 di aago 11 àbọ̀ òwúrọ̀ ẹ máa pàdé ìmáàmù àgbà ìjọ Ansarudeen fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun àti àwọn missionaries wa gbogbo ohun tí ẹ fẹ́ mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀sìn Islam pẹ̀lú ẹ̀rí tó jìnnà láti inú Al-Quran alápọ̀nlé àti ọ̀rọ̀ Ànábì hadithun nabawi láwọn máa ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ lórí Ansarudeen half-hour Ansarudeen half-hour kì í ṣètò asọ̀rọ̀ mágbèsìn máfèsìn ààyè wà fún béèrè àti dáhùn tètò bá ti lọ lọ́wọ́ ẹ sá máa pàdé ìmáàmù àgbà àtàwọn missioners Ansarudeen lórí ètò aago 11 sí 11 àbọ̀ gbogbo ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ Ansarudeen United Family Masha Allah.
Please listen to this public service announcement. It has come to the attention of OSBC management that some persons have encroached on the undeveloped piece of land that belongs to the corporation along Ibokun Road, Okebale, Osogbo. Members of the public are hereby notified that the OSBC has not commissioned anyone to allocate or dispose of the land in any form. The government of Osun State has custody of the land through acquisition and documented appropriately. Anyone caught encroaching or trespassing on the said land will be prosecuted. Announcer OSBC management.
Ẹ tẹ́tí sí ìkéde pàtàkì yìí ó ti dé sí etí gbọ́ àwọn aláṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ OSBC wípé àwọn èèyàn kan tí ń wọ orí ilẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ wa tí a kò tí ì kọ́lé lé lórí lólú iléeṣẹ́ wa òpópónà Ìbòkun Òkèbálẹ̀ Òṣogbo. À ń fi àsìkò yìí kéde sí etí gbọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin aráàlú wípé iléeṣẹ́ OSBC kò rán tàbí fún ẹnikẹ́ni láṣẹ láti pín tà tàbí ṣe ohunkóhun lórí ilẹ̀ wọ̀nyí. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ni ó ní àṣẹ ilẹ̀ náà àwọn ló sì ní ìwé ẹ̀rí tí ó fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí dúkìá ìjọba. Ẹnikẹ́ni tí ọwọ́ bá tẹ̀ lórí ilẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ OSBC òpópónà Ìbòkun Òkèbálẹ̀ Òṣogbo yóò fi mú kàtà òfin. Olùkéde àwọn aláṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ OSBC Òkèbálẹ̀ Òṣogbo.
Òde yàgbóyàjú ètò lórí ìkànnì ilé àwílókè balẹ̀ lọ́sọ̀gbọ̀ AFCAS half-hour káàbọ̀. Kò sí tẹ́kù tí ó tàbí ànàmọ́ tó bá ta bẹ́ẹ̀ kò lè dùn bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìgbà tó tó bá ní ṣe báálẹ̀ agbọ́nmi kọ̀ǹkọ̀ tó tó kọ̀ǹkọ̀ ní ṣe báálẹ̀ odò. Ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Àlàmísì Thursday láago mẹ́sàn-án kọjá ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún sáago mẹ́wàá kù ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún lẹ́wọ́n máa pàdé ètò yín ètò wa AFCAS half-hour ní àwílókè balẹ̀ lọ́sọ̀gbò. Lórí ètò yìí lẹ́wọ́n ti máa gbọ́ ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan ọ̀kan ń bọ́kì ọ̀rọ̀ ṣítì tó ń ti mọ̀ràn lórí bí gbogbo wọn ti gbégbé sí ayé ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ táwọn tẹ̀síwájú